Examination fraudulence. Characters involved in this story are Izzat, Mr. Johan, Alice, and Mr. Lim. Let's begin. The SPM examination will be administered in every high school in just a few days. Izzat is a smart boy who always scores good grades in certain subjects. Even though Izzat puts in a lot of effort in school, he is still not very good in one subject, and that is science. 3 days before the start of the SPM examination. Therefore, he makes his approach to the instructor who is in charge of marking materials. Mr. Johan, the examiner, receives cash from him in order to request a favor from him, which is to supply a copy of the answer scheme. Izzat and Mr. Johan shook hands as they both accepted the deal. He does this by handing over the money. It just so happens that Mr. Johan and Izzat are completely unaware of the fact that there is another student named Alice watching who is also taking SPM on the same day as Izzat. Immediately, Alice went to submit their findings to the headmaster. Immediately after that, the headmaster, Mr. Lim, taps the speaker to summon Izzat and Mr. Johan to his office. This occurs a few minutes later. The case was looked into by Mr. Lim, the headmaster, in order to determine whether it was true or not. They eventually admitted to taking the bribe, even though it took some time. Immediately, Mr. Lim terminated Mr. Johan's employment and suspended Izzat from school as well as the SPM examination. Izzat was regretting his action. Mr. Johan feels guilty for accepting the cash to give him the answer scheme. The examination then went well without Izzat and Mr. Johan's presence in the school. This is one of the charts from the UK published by The Independent, a British daily newspaper that shows an immediate statistic of teacher misconduct. The way offences are classified has changed. Sexual misconduct and breach of boundaries/trust were counted merged until 2014 to 2015. Limiting an immediate comparison of the number of bans for sexually motivated misconduct throughout that time period. Nevertheless, 65 teachers were barred from teaching in 2016 to 2017 due to sexual inappropriate conduct or a breach of boundaries. This was the highest combined rate in 5 years, up from 53 in 2015 to 2016 and 59, 38, 51 in the years prior. For local case in Malaysia, The Sun published an article on November 13, 2018. According to Datuk Seri Mohammed Shukri, the head of Commissioner of MAC, some teachers are seeking sexual services from their students in exchange for higher grades on tests. According to Shukri, many of these instances were never tested in court because the students refused to testify. It's hard, because a lot of them are afraid of their identities would be revealed. He also mentioned that pupils would offer money to their classmates in order to support and vote for them as class monitors and prefects. What should we do if we witness bribes or any corruption actions? Call to action: recognize and report bribes. If you recognize any bribes or corruption actions around you, promptly report to a reliable authorities. Secondly, raise awareness, organize or participate in campaigns to highlight the negative impacts of bribery. Additionally, strictly say no to any bribes by politely and clearly refuse to accept or offer bribes under any circumstances. Lastly, leverage whistleblower protections, utilize available legal protections when exposing bribery.